Okay, so I did my exercises, my soul revival. I listened to all classic rock. Love the Doors. Love Mountain. All this lovely, good music from the 60s. These people were like cutting edge ahead of their time, and like music with the soul, man. It's in the soul. It's in the soul. Music's in the soul. It's what keeps your soul energized and keeps you safe. You know what I'm saying? Love it. I love it. Oh, so guys got I got my own cup at my mom's house, and it's got the G on there, the big G, because G is cool. That's Guy, right? Gaetano. That's me. So they got my G cup, and I want to show you guys something because I do things all the time. I'm always constantly like got these thoughts in my head. Can't always slow them down. They just come at me like probably like a trillion per second. There's like a trillion explosions going on inside my brain. So when I was a kid, I was like that too. My parents didn't know what to do with me. For instance, at 5 years old, I was dragging lawnmowers home and anything that had a motor in it. And I was dragging it home from like garbage. Like Wednesday was like garbage day, junk day, or whatever. And people were putting, you know, garbage out in the streets. And I'd go walk, ride my bike through town, all over town, 1 mile, square mile. And I would, anything that had a motor, I'd drag it home. It drove my parents nuts because I collected a lot of crazy stuff. And I'd rip them apart and put them back together at 5 and get them to run, you know. And if they needed a part, I'd have my pops take me down or my mom, whoever was, around, and I'd bug them and I'd go get the parts to fix. Like if it was a coil or a spark plug, or sometimes the rings would be bad and people it would be burning oil, and I'd just go get a new, you know, some new rings, whatever, and get it running again. And then I would like have these cool things. Sometimes it would be like a rototiller. I had an old rototiller. It was old too. It was also from like the 40s, and I got this thing running, and I was rototilling like I made like my own little business in my immediate like community, and I was rototilling people's yards. Literally, like this is the stuff that I was doing at a very young age, and lawn mowers, cutting. I had like my own little landscape business, and I was like 6, 7 years old. It was crazy, but I had gotten that from my pop and my grandpops. His name was Gaetano too, and he was a special guy. He had a flair for everything. And he told me something really special, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it. He told me one time when I was young, and he died when I was like 10 years old, 11 maybe. And I loved him. He was such a loving guy, and he told me that everything you do, you have to do as if it's art. Um, like for instance, he taught me like the right way to rake leaves. Now, if you see me rake leaves, it's not like everybody else rakes leaves. My raking of leaves is like I'm combing the hair of a beautiful lady. I'm doing it with art. You know what I'm saying? It's art. And if I'm digging a hole, I'm digging a hole with art. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's me, it's Guy, and it drove my parents nuts. Matter of fact, I'm driving them nuts now because it's like 7 o'clock, a little after 7, and I've been like churned up since 4:30. I can't help it. But you know, I thank God for this because I've waited my whole life for certain things, and one of them was love. I always wanted to be in love and have kids, and I did have kids. They don't talk to me right now. And it wasn't, my first marriage wasn't love. I thought that, well, on my end it was, but whatever. We moved forward, and I found love. My Betty Boop, lover, Isabella, and she is my Betty Boop. And matter of fact, I got her a Betty Boop character, like little doll, that I got from a friend of mine, who's a sweet woman, Mrs. S. Love her. Mrs. S is one of my friends, and she gave me a Betty Boop, and it reminds me of my Isabella. And Betty Boop's wearing this like really nice red dress, but my Betty Boop's really pretty in pink. Oh my goodness. When she wears pink, I'm like, whoa, love her. So anyway, I'm gonna show you something that I do, like, because my grandfather had a green thumb, and he could like make anything grow. I got this plant here, and if any of you know anything about plants, this is just a branch from a plant that I clipped off from one of my friend's bush, and it's a sage plant. The sage is special to me, and I got this, and I'm putting it in water because I'm trying to get it to root. And then I got another one over here, and I've turned these in outdoor plants into indoor plants. I don't know if I showed you at my the bat lair. Um, I got I cut some crazy stuff. I've got an oak tree that I had gotten from my parents' yard, and I took it, and it was just a sapling, and it was kind of looking sad while I was cleaning their yard, and I've decided to save it because it would have gotten pulled out or like ran over the lawnmower or something. They would have taken it away. So I took the oak tree and I took it on a ride. I put it in a pot and I took it for a ride. I went down to North Carolina to see some friends, and it was in the back of my truck, and it died. Well, it was almost dead. It all the leaves were falling off, and this was in June, July, and I was so upset. I decided, well, I'll take my oak tree back home. So I took it all the way back home to New York, and I gave it special love. And if you see my indoor oak tree now, it's an indoor oak tree. It's growing, and it's not even like, it still has green leaves on it from last year. It didn't, I tricked it into not losing its leaves. It still thinks it's outside, and it's growing. It's got fresh new leaves coming out of it. I'm going to show you in one of my next videos. But so that's what I do. It's called love, and I give McLoving out, and McLoving makes things go. I got a little holly tree here. See that little holly tree? And this is another sage. It's my mom's plants. Cool spider plant. I keep this one nice and fresh. But that's what God does. You know, life's about, everything has purpose. You got to give love to everything and everyone. You can't not love everybody. When I look at other people, I see me. I don't see racism as being something possible for me. I was called racist a bunch of times, but I was not racist. I just told everybody I hated everybody equally, but I don't hate anybody. But if I did, I would hate them all equally. So that's not racism, that's equality. And that's what I was doing. But people were like thinking I was something else, but that's not what I was. It was somebody trying to hurt me and make me like other people think that I was something that I wasn't. So anyway, Guy is cool, and I make things move forward, and I'm going to make everybody move forward in my way, or our way. Let's do it our way. The big G, you know what I'm saying? The big G. God is the one. Got to keep the big G up. He is the grand architect to everything. He designs it all, and he did it for us, each of us, all of us, as one, as unity, as united. You know, I don't know if I showed you. I got a. I don't. It looks to me. I found it by chance, and it's an old document, and you all know what the old document is. It's it's the Constitution of the United States, and it looks like it's an original copy. And I put it in one of these floating picture frames, and it to me it's important because it's not only just for the United States. It should be a world thought, but that's something that really it's hard for people to accept. But change is coming. Change is coming, and it's coming quick. A lot of things are going on in the world, a lot of bad things. There's also a lot of good things because whenever bad things are happening, God does not just let bad things go without any good stuff coming from it. And when I see negativity, I take it and I turn it into positive things. It's just what I do. It's my nature. It's the way God made me. He made me that way for a reason. I get negative energy from people and I push it out into positive energy. Take it in and channel it to other people. The guy channel. Hey, that's what it is. That's what I do. I can't help it. I'm not going to change who I am. You know, worst thing you could ever do to a person is try to change them. Like you meet a girl or a guy, whatever. Like I've got my views and I'm not going to talk about them because of the LBC whatever. And that's cool. That's the way things are today. When I was a kid, we did not have those things. Just like when I was a kid, if you disrespected your parents, you got your butt whooped. And that also made me who I am. My mom I could have swore she had stock and wooden spoons and broomsticks, and my dad with shoehorns and belts because I got hit with more broomsticks and wooden spoons, and it made Guy who he is. It formed me into being who I am. I'm comfortable within my skin. I'm Guy Quattro, you know? It's just who I am. And I don't look at myself as being uncomfortable. I very much love who I am as a person, and I exude that. It's like when you wear your soul on your hands. Here, it's right there, just like just the way it is. So some more thoughts from Guy Quattro. Um, my plants are cool. I'll show you my other ones in my upcoming videos, and check them out. Check them out because I could show you a thing or two. And hey, I want you to send me some stuff because I want to see what you guys are doing. I like to learn stuff all the time. I'm absorbing it like a child does. I absorb it, everything around me. I cannot stop. It's just an unbelievable thing in my life that God has given me, and I'm thankful every day. Today's Sunday. I'm thankful for another day above ground, and I'm thanking God. Thank you, God, the Big J. Guy Quattro signing out. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.